What's up guys, it's Ryan, and I'm back with more news on Persona 5 Scramble, the Phantom Strikers. Atlus held the Morgana Newsletter 3 stream, detailing new stuff about the next city in Scramble, as well as fusing, and more. However, that's not just all, as we have some Famitsu stuff, and a slightly different name for Persona 5 Scramble when it releases in the West. Also, apologies for not being able to get this out right away. I've been slightly sick the last few days of the flu, but it's thankfully starting to go away. So, that said, let's mosey. Let's start off here with the new details on the brand new name for Persona 5 Scramble in the West, at least theoretically. Now, while it hasn't been fully announced that this will get an English localization, it is a safe bet that it will. Let's just hope that it has an actual English dub. Looking at you, Persona Q2. But either way, this all started with an earnings report by Nintendo back in October of this year, and they had a section reserved for third-party publishers, and P5S was titled Persona 5 Strikers. There was some speculation that the name may have been changed, though that's really where all the discussion went. Hell, I actually missed this because it was so brief. However, Sega Games, who owns Atlus, registered a trademark in December of this year on the 3rd with a new logo and the name being Persona 5 Strikers. Now sure, this isn't fully showing the game's going to be releasing in the West, but this wouldn't be the first time Atlus would change a name for an English translation. For example, in 2012, Persona 4 Arena's original name in Japanese was Persona 4 The Ultimate in Mayonaka Arena. Persona 4 Arena Ultimax's original name too was Persona 4 The Ultimax in Ultra Suplex Hold. And just like those games, Jesus am I happy they changed the title. Persona 5 Scramble the Phantom Strikers to me was an okay name, but it was just too much to me, and the Scramble name just didn't really sound great to be honest. Persona 5 Strikers on the other hand, to me at least, sounds a lot better, even if I don't really love the name still. But I guess we'll find out what this name actually means hopefully in early 2020. Please give this game a dub. Moving on to the Morgana Newsletter number 3. Like before, any sort of translations that I've used for this video are from PersonaCentral, and the articles I've used I'll be linking down below. With that said, the new location that's been highlighted in this newsletter is the romantic town of Sapporo. Sadly, we won't be able to romance anybody to experience that romantic side of the city, but it's whatever. The official website for Persona 5 Scramble has stated this. Sapporo is a romantic city where you can enjoy various historical and beautiful architecture along with hot springs. And you can see Ren, Yusuke, and Ryuji all enjoying said hot springs together. Also, in central Sapporo, there's a popular politician there who goes by the name of Mariko Hyodo, and apologies if I mispronounced that. And she has gained great support from a lot of the citizens. We also see her interacting with the thieves here. When it comes to her work, she's incredibly eager to do it and her reputation is great, but her popularity appears a bit unusual. You know what that means? Jail time. And just like that, we get our first look at the Sapporo jail. Covered in a dense fog and a cool wintry atmosphere, this ice dungeon is covered in a glacial ice. This jail looks absolutely beautiful by the way, and it's one of my favorites thus far, at least visually. We see the party interacting here with what I believe is a heater, which I think may be used to either clear out the fog or break the glacier a little bit. There's also a plethora of classic personas in here, like Jack Frost for example, and we can even snowboard, as we see with Yusuke. Joker on a skateboard, Yusuke on a snowboard. This really is going to be the game of the year 2020, isn't it? Let's move on from the jail for a second here, and let's talk about the combat for a second. Now of course, Ren being a wild card, he has a multitude of personas at his disposal. In Persona 5 Scramble as well, that's staying true as we've seen previously. But how exactly are you going to get new personas if there's no interrogation system like the original? Well, we now have the answer in the Morgana Newsletter. How does this all work in Scramble? Let's find out. How this works is that around the world of the jails, enemies have a chance of dropping a mask that Ren can pick up amongst defeating them. I'm not sure if there's a certain requirement to getting a mask or not though. When you obtain a mask, you can head to the Velvet Room, returning once again except now, only with Lavenza and no Igor. Persona fusions will make a return as well, and you can combine 2 for a Persona execution to create a brand new Persona. It's also possible to combine 3 or more too, and bonus tasks can be added to a Persona's abilities that are made with the fusions. There's also a brand new mechanic in Scramble as well, called Persona Points. These are used to help level up Personas and help them increase certain stats like strength or magic. You gain these Persona Points by battling and by fusing Personas. Skill cards also make a return from the original as well, and you can, like the original, teach a Persona a specific skill. The final thing here in the newsletter that we need to talk about is the fact that they say the next one will be releasing in January 2020, and it's going to cover either Osaka or Okinawa. Now that's it for the newsletter, but we have a couple more things to go over here, both from the Famitsu articles. The small one here is about Lavenza again, where she simply tells Ren, "The world has been distorted once again." It's small, but I thought I should mention it nonetheless, because that's actually the first bit of Lavenza dialogue we've gotten so far. Then we have the full article here, which gives us more renders here of Futaba, Makoto, Yusuke, and Haru, which you can look at right here. I'll give you some time. The final thing to go over here is how exactly Futaba is going to be implemented into the gameplay of Scramble. Now, like the original, Futaba isn't going to be fighting in Scramble at all, and according to the article, she's going to act somewhat similarly to how she acted in the original. She's going to give buffs to the party throughout the fight, as well as sometimes heal them. She can analyze enemies again, for I assume their weakness. With that said, that's all we have to go over here. So, with that said, what are your guys' thoughts? Have your thoughts about Scramble changed at all since launch, and what do you think of the possible name change for the West? Comment below, and let me know. Thank you all very much for watching, have a great night, and signing off. Peace.